Hello. So, guys, I'm going to put out a disclaimer. This episode that's about to play was actually recorded in October. It is now August. Your girl has been dropping the ball on you guys. So please bear with me if you hear me referencing things like Octoberish, like boots and things like that. Please, now you understand why. I'm not losing it. I just have been slacking because life has been lifing, my friends. So I shall do better. But although this was recorded while season 2 was airing, it's actually season 3 now, honeys. So I'm going to add this to season 3 as episode 2. So get into it. Let's go. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Openly Expressive. I am your host, Naisha. Hey guys, how are you? Me? I'm pissed. Like, this whole slow to anger thing has been working though, because let me tell y'all something. My son threw out my Michael Kors boots, brand new, and a pair of brand new Uggs. Okay? By accident though, because I was telling him to throw out some shoe boxes and commenting to tell you that if the box feels heavy and not empty, don't throw it out. But apparently common sense didn't kick in that day. So here I am with 2 pairs of brand new boots thrown out. But I am blessed and fortunate enough to just cop me more pairs. So the old version of me though, honey, okay, the previous me would have went off, okay, off. As well as, I was just thinking like, well, it's just material things. The old version of me, though, would not have felt that way. I would have been a damn tyrant up in here, okay? And something else happened over the weekend, and I handled it with stride. I didn't even get upset. Wound up getting some flowers out the ordeal and stuff. Little surprise 1-800-Flowers delivery. A big old 2 dozen roses. It was so nice. Nice gesture. Sweet, made me smile. Okay, it's the little things for me that count. But so that kind of made my week. Stressful week, working all the damn time. Like, I don't even know what sleep is anymore, y'all, at all. I be creating these books. I'm trying to do my Amazon store, my Walmart store, my freaking, oh my gosh, I got a lot going on boutique. Like, it's a lot going on in my world, and I'm spreading myself thin. That's a word of advice, guys. Do not spread yourself thin. You start a project or start something new, whatever it is that you start in your life, finish it. See it through wholeheartedly. Don't take on any new task. I mean, if you're that type of person that can multitask and do a multitude of things and be successful in completing them all, then by all means, do you. But I would just stress the fact that is very tiresome. I mean, it's very tiring, very stressful, especially if you're like a parent, a single mom at that. Shit, I'm worn out, y'all. Like, I'll be up till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning and gotta get up at 7, get the kids ready, then do it all over again. Sometimes if I have been doing good for the past few weeks and going to bed about 9 or 10 o'clock, my ass wakes up like 3 or 4 in the morning and start working again. Like, I'm addicted to work. I don't like being stagnant. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's a good trait because I'm about my business. I'm a hustler and I'm about my paper. But being a workaholic, it's not a good look. Okay? Takes away time from family. Takes away time from yourself. But I have goals that I want to obtain and achieve. And it's just like being stagnant is not going to get me there. My kids always tell me, from my oldest to my youngest, always tell me to chill out sometime, relax. My significant other and everybody else in my life tell me I need to relax, but it's like I can't. I got stuff to do. Like, I gave myself a deadline. I just started a merch company. I'll be doing t-shirts, hats, just things for adults, children, babies, things like that. Teens and babies. But that's another thing I added onto my plate. I be podcasting. I haven't even been dishing out you guys content for a while because I've been so overwhelmed with everything else that I got on my plate that I have been neglecting my boobies. And I'm sorry, guys. I miss y'all. I really do. I'm pissed because, so my podcast was not uploading my episodes because I did actually record something 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago to the date. And it was a 30-minute episode. I was telling y'all how I'm so proud of myself for keeping up on my physical and my well-being. And because I went to the doctor and things like that. And I haven't been going to the doctor like as often as I should. Yeah, I get checkups here and there, but I haven't been on my A game. I must admit that. Especially, you guys know my health situation, my autoimmune and breast cancer scare. I have to go get a mammogram again. You know, when you're 40, ladies, and up, you must get those mammograms annually. And I have been due for one a few weeks ago, and I didn't go. I need to go to a cardiologist because, like I told y'all, since this damn vaccine, I had been, I don't want to speak it into present tense, but I had been experiencing chest pain, shortness of breath, like signs of a heart attack. And that lasted for a week at one point. I mean, it's been off and on since the vaccine, when I got it a year ago. But it's been very prominent for a whole week. And my dinky ass did not go to the doctor because I be so overwhelmed with things. And I hate going to the doctor. I hate going to the emergency room, especially. I don't like to wait for nothing. I'm very impatient. Whatever I do in my life, I'm very impatient. So to have to sit there for hours? Now, I'm not the type of person that sits in the waiting room like, no, I don't do that. That whole waiting room stuff, that's not for me, my friends. So I will go in there if I have to put on my charm, my je ne sais quoi, to make the person who is in intake accept me faster. I do that. A little laugh here and there goes a long way for people, especially if they're having a miserable ass day at a miserable ass job that they don't like, dealing with people, customer service. Those are some of the nasty people. I mean, some of the most nasty people that deal with customer service. Like, ugh. I was just on the phone, chatting via the internet, rather, with a customer service agent, and he had me on there for an hour. No results, might I add. And the audacity of it all was after, I guess, he got so overwhelmed with my situation, he done exited the conversation without even letting me know. I am like, are you kidding me? Now, the older version, the previous version of me, the very angry, the very person who would snatch somebody up, cuss you raggedy and every damn thing else, you know, I'm slow to anger now. So even like back to the boots situation that my son threw up, I'm such a new person. So here's a story time, guys. What changed me was in 2019, I put myself back in college, me and my daughter, okay? We were going to open up a practice. I was going to do the mental health for people, and my daughter was going to do the physical help for people. She looks like a Barbie, so she was going to glam them up while I fixed them up mentally. How funny is that? I'm mental, right? But anyway, I mean, I think everything that I've been through in my life gave me the experience to help others. So I think that everything in your life that happens for a reason. Because, sorry guys, I'm just so tired. I tried to record this episode a long time ago, and my devices are acting completely out of whack today. So please bear with me. I am very tired, and I'm working on lack of sleep, and I had a hell of a night. So anyway, yeah. I put us in college a few years ago. A girl tried me and my daughter. Long story short, me and my daughter got locked up for 26 hours. I caught a felony charge because I cracked her skull with a metal chair. Okay? And a few years before that, or a year or so before that, maybe 2 years before that, I had a fight with a younger girl in her 20s. My daughter was 38 at the time. 35 or 38, I don't know. But either way, all of these incidences were when I was in my late 30s, and I blacked out both times. So I say all of this to say that my temper, I'll just speak in general, tempers, period, when they are an angry temper, it can get you into a hell of a lot of trouble. And that woke me up. It was 26 hours on bookings, dirty ass bookings, cold ass metal bed bookings, sleeping on the floor, waking up with Cheerios in the crack of my ass bookings, bitches falling asleep on my lap bookings. I gotta shake them. Like, that changed my life. And especially the fact that it was like, you know what? At that very moment, when it said felony and my daughter went home because she had a misdemeanor because she punched a girl in the face, like, we tore that school up looking like fucking animals in there. So the staff of the school, of course we got kicked out, but the staff of the school said we look like WWE, and it was more so me acting like a fool because when a girl bumped into me, she pushed me, she cussed me raggedy, a young girl, I was old enough to be her mother, okay? And you know, I don't like disrespect. I don't tolerate disrespect at all. But my trigger word, like anybody in the history of life who has called me a bitch, they have gotten handled. Blood has been drawn because I don't like that word. I think probably because my judge just said bitches a few minutes ago. Yeah, but they were. But I think it's a trigger word for me because my mom, I remember one time vividly, my friend came over and she was visiting me. She spent the night and my mom just walked past my room and called me a bitch and kept it moving. And my friend was like, why'd she do that? You ain't even do nothing. I'm like, I don't know. So it was a very tumultuous childhood. And that's to say the least of all other things that I've been through. But that word for me, anybody who has ever called me that, let's go. We pugging and tugging, okay? And somebody gonna end up in the hospital, and it wasn't me. So another time, a boy in the 8th grade called me a bitch. I sliced his face with a box cutter. And you know, a lot of the things that's just a trigger word for me. I don't. That doesn't sit too well with me. Even though I'm sure a lot of people don't like to be called that. Who does? Even like when I was younger, and my friend was like, "Bitch," I would look at her like, "Don't call me that." That was like before the whole bitch craze was a term of quote unquote endearment. Cause now I be like, bitch, and my friend be like, bitch, but it's like that quote unquote term of endearment. Just like how nigga with the A instead of the ER, that's more acceptable in our culture, opposed to the ER. If another race calls us that, you ready to catch wreck. It's just, you know, it's very hypocritical on both ends of the spectrum. But you know, that whole situation of getting locked up, that was my first time and last time, okay? I prided myself on never getting locked up. Can you believe it? Every time I went for a job or something and they asked me, was I ever locked up? I would always say no. And the crazy part is, if it was a white person interviewing me, they would look in, like, they had a face with disbelief, like, what? A nigger was never locked up? Bitch, no, I wasn't. Now I can't even say that. Like, I've joined the club, and it didn't feel good. It made me realize, listen, at any given moment, your freedom can be taken, or could have been taken. And I am like the glue to my family. My kids need me, especially now that I'm separated. So it's a single parent household. My kids need me. So I had to really do some deep diving. And then my significant other told me how my temper is crazy and blah, 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 blah. Even though he's a damn narcissist and he provokes the hell out of me. But I had to, and my soon-to-be ex-husband provokes the hell out of me. But I had to learn, like, even dealing with him, I don't fuck with him. Like, as far as him trying to start his shit with me like he would have back in the days when we were together, and I would get down and give it up with him. Because let me tell you something, my mouth, my hands, everything else, as far as defending myself, it's on point, honey, okay? I will give you that. But I've learned that everything is not worth a response. Everyone is not worth your time. And a lot of people base their life off negative energy, and what they do is they spew it onto you, and then they fuck your day up too. So I no longer allow someone's negative mindset to be transferable to me. It's just like, you're draining, get the hell out of my face. Even like my family had an event, I can't remember, man. A few weeks ago, they all went out to dinner, a first cousin's event. And I just, mentally, I told my sister, like, listen, I'm not going to go. Because it would have been overwhelming for me to be around a crowd of people. Although they were family, I just couldn't do it. Because mentally, I'm still working on me, you know? So I have to kind of seclude myself in some aspects. Even though I need to branch out and, you know, meet new people and add hobbies and activities to my life. But everything is on their own pace. I mean, everybody works on their own pace. Like my daughter be like, "Mom, go out, stop working all the time. This and that, be active, blah, 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 blah." All of this stuff. And a lot of people encourage me to do so as well. I need some new friends, y'all, because my old friends, they all out of the damn state. So I need to start mingling and going out and being, the happy-go-lucky, sociable, older version of me. But the newer version in my 40s, I'm very much business minded, and I don't know how to take a break because I want to buy a house. I live in a house now, but I want to purchase a house. I want to purchase a new vehicle. I want to expand my businesses. I want to have that money that's around for a very long time. That residual income. I have all of these things now, but my money ain't long, honey. My money on a medium spectrum. Okay? I need that long money. I need the money where I could be like, you know what? I want to go to Hawaii today. I want to go on a trip today. Let's pack up. Let's go. I told my daughter this the other day. Like, listen, I know you love French fries. And the type of timing I'm trying to be on is, listen, you want some French fries? Let's go to France today. Let's go get some French fries. Okay? But, I don't know. I just changed a whole lot. Even, like I said, with my soon-to-be ex-husband, he called me with some bullshit a few weeks ago, and the old me would have cussed him the fuck out. But the new version of me, I just had to tell him, like, listen, honey, I told him this a few months ago, probably last year too. Like, he's very combative. For some reason, he has it out for me. Like, I don't know if you're scorned because I left you, but you forced me to leave you. I don't know what it is, but I know a lot of men, they be talking about bitter baby mamas. It's bitter baby daddies too, honey. And the way they project their BS on you is, it's always combative. Like, dude, you can't force somebody to leave you with your actions and be upset when they leave. Or are you mad because I am no longer going to be your punching bag, like your anger outlet? What is it? Because if you acting like you don't want to stay with somebody and somebody leave, then you should be like jumping for joy, correct? Even my oldest daughter, father, it's been 20 some odd years we haven't been together. My daughter's 24. And it's just like, any chance he get to bash me to my daughter, or he be like, I don't deal with your mother. And it's like, dude, why is my name always in your mouth? I don't think about you at all. Sometimes I forget his name. So I say all that to say, like, some miserable motherfuckers will try to make you miserable as well. You know the whole saying, misery loves company. It's a fact. But like, even with my ex-husband, my soon-to-be ex-husband, I had to be like, listen, I'm not even on that type of time with you no more. Now, I used to get down and give it up to him, but the energy that drains me, I don't choose to be involved in that. I don't choose to be around people like that. So I seclude myself. And I'm an Aquarius. We are loners. Like, we're very sociable. We're the life of the party when we go out. Don't you tell my personality is like there. But like, I don't choose to be around most people because you pick up negative energies from people. Everybody's personality, you pick up the BS that comes with it, and it gravitates towards you, and then it fucks up your day, your mood. And I'm not in the business of just being around any and everybody anymore. If it's not going to be beneficial to my life, to my health, to my wealth, to my success, to my children, my well-being, I don't want to be around it. I don't. I really don't. I don't care if you're family. I don't care how long I've known you. Like, even with my mom, I like cut communication a great deal with her because I told her she gonna lie and say my daughter stole $2,000 from her. My daughter don't steal nothing. My kids are very well off. Like, my mom is the type of person that fabricates the world. Like, she fabricates a narrative and she runs with it. And that's other people I don't like to deal with either. So me and her were really close, even though my mom always acted like the mean girl in school that didn't like me. And I told her, I'm like, Ma, you're a colorist because I'm the lightest child that you have. I'm fair skin. My sister's brown skin and my brother is dark skin. But to them, they hadn't always had a great relationship with her, treated her like shit, or neglected her and didn't even act as she was their mom. Me, on the other hand, I catered to her, I cared for her, love her, all of this stuff. And it's just like, I wiped her ass literally when she was sick. Okay, I held her down when she was sick in the hospital and had no functions left. It was me taking on the role as the doctors and the nurses because they were inadequate in their jobs, and I had to mandate. But it was like, that went unnoticed. But it's like, she's treated me like shit from day one. And I still, wholeheartedly love my mom. But it's just like, why do you treat me like shit? And I have to be like, well, my mom is brown skinned. She treats my brown skinned sister and my dark skinned brother great and with respect. But me, I get her ass to kiss. And it's like, okay, I boil it down to colorism. Now, I dealt with a lot of colorism in my life. Even my neighborhood, I'm the only light-skinned person on the block. Me and my 2 children. My daughter's brown skinned, but she, some people have a saying of, you acting light-skinned. Hey, I am light-skinned, even though I don't know what the hell that means. But she said that some people said to her, you act light-skinned. And that's so ignorant to me. And that's also projecting like a subliminal colorism factor to my child. Like, what does that mean? What the hell does that mean? I have standards. I take no shit. I hold myself in high regard. I speak properly. I dress well. I like nice things. I guess people say I'm bougie, but does that equate to in the black culture as I'm acting light skinned? What the hell does that mean? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But I dealt with a lot of shit in my life, and mainly it's colorism. And it's so sad, like, black people deal with racism from other races, but it's like so ridiculous how colorism is a big part of my life. And I'm like, do you hate me because you think I'm closer or more privileged because I resemble a white person because of the color of my skin? I don't say I would resemble them, but because I'm fair skinned, you think that I'm at an advantage? Because even my mom asked me what it was like to be light skinned, and I'm like, I don't know. I've never been any other complexion, so I can't do a comparison. She's like, well, don't you think that you're privileged? Like, listen, I don't live my life like that. I've never experienced racism, to be honest. And unfortunately, many people that I know have, and I'm sorry for that, but I have never experienced it. And I have experienced colorism. So it's like the same shit to me. It's racism within your own race. And that shit is so sad to me. And, I just don't get that. So the majority of my life, the people who I've had trouble with, the most trouble with, I'd say, is my own people. And yes, I am multiracial. I am black. I am Native American. I am Dutch. And I very much, when I act out in character or have acted out in character in a negative manner, I can tell which race has taken over that day. Like, people be like, oh, you're crazy, that's your white side. Oh, your temper, that's your Native American side. Oh, you go off, that's your black side. Well, say what you want, I'm me. And I embrace it. But I also know the things that I needed to change in my life. And certain situations have led me to the change. I no longer feel compelled to go off. I no longer feel the need to choke somebody out. I no longer feel the need to use a weapon on someone. I no longer feel the need to go back and forth with anyone. So yesterday, I was at my significant other's house, and his brother was trying to be combative with me. We were talking, and I know Leos, Leo and an Aquarius clash. So my significant other has a brother who is a Leo, and I dealt with many Leos that get on my damn nerves. So he wanted to go back and forth with me. We were talking about people being gay, and because we were all watching TV. So the thing was, there was gay women or gay men up on TV. I'm not sure. And he was trying to say something about them. So I had replied, well, statistics show that when someone is gay, because I don't think we're born gay. Everybody has an opinion, but you're not born with even knowing what your sexuality is. You're not even born knowing if you're a man or a male or a female. You're just a baby. That's all you know. That you cry, you wet, you shit, you eat, you poop. Like, that's all you know as a baby. You don't say, wow, I want the same sex. You don't do that when you cry. You're a baby. You don't know. But I do know, like, statistically, and a lot of people can, agree that most people who are gay were molested. So that was the point that I made. I'm talking about his brother tried to go off on me. Listen, let me tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to be combative with a man that's not mine. But I was, going back and forth with him a little bit until I caught myself. I said, hold on. What we're not going to do is this. And what I don't do is the back and forth, especially with a guy that's not mine. So I conclude this conversation, and you can carry on with your fruit juice over there that you're drinking. And he was drinking like a nurture fruit juice over there, and carry on with your day. But I'm not going to do this. So I shut it down. And my significant other was impressed, because the old version of me would have got up and ready to knock him the fuck out, because he was getting loud and boisterous, and his tone was a little bit disrespectful. But I checked him, very, very nicely, very mannerably. And he got the points, and the respect was given. So I say all of this to say, you don't have to check somebody in a nasty manner. You don't. The old version of me felt the need to. I'm going to stop saying the old version of me, because when I be old, I don't want to be the old version of me. So the previous version of me would have felt the need to get down and give it up. The new version of me knows how to use my words in a manner where I can still get my point across. Because prior to the college incident and the having a fight when I was 30-something years old, and, the whole college incident when I was 30-something years old, prior to that, I hadn't had to have a fight with anyone since I was like 16. So it's just like, I know how to use my words very well and get people up off of me. But the way I was using it before, if I felt, disrespected, it would be in a very vulgar, I'm going to break you to pieces, and whatever I say to you, it will haunt you for the rest of your life type of, delivery. But now I don't. If I'm on the phone with you and you saying something crazy, I'm going to hang up. If it's a relationship that I don't want to salvage, I'm going to block you. If it's an in-person situation, I'm going to walk away, because nothing is worth losing your freedom, and nothing is worth someone tampering with your mental health and your overall well-being. So I don't allow the people to infiltrate my space in a negative manner anymore. So back to my soon-to-be ex. He was acting up, and I'm just like, dude, I don't do the back and forth with you anymore. I don't have that in me anymore. That whole combativeness, I don't entertain that. And if you feel the need to be disrespectful, and you feel that you cannot talk to me in a polite, not raising your tone manner, then I'm going to conclude this conversation. And that is it. You have a good day. And I hung up. Of course, he sends me a text message. Like, listen, I don't respond to negativity anymore. So just kick rocks. Take that to somebody else who's used to that toxicity. Now, the thing is, sometimes you have trauma bonds with people. You bond with people because you had a traumatic experience as a child or as an adult, and they did as well. And that was the commonality of why you even, intertwine with each other. So it's like, once the other person out of the party is healed, or in the healing process, healing journey on it, or whatever, they no longer feel the need to keep that other person in their life, because it's like, listen, if I decide to keep you in my life during my healing journey and things like that, and you are a negative person, either two things can happen. I will try to take you along on the healing journey with me so you can heal yourself, and we can keep that bond going. Or if I see that you are not even trying to heal, because a lot of the times people don't even know that they need healing. If I see that you're that type of negative person, cut all ties. And I really want to cut all ties with my ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, but I can't, because there's actual offspring involved. But it's like, damn, leave me alone. If it's not about the kids, leave me alone. And I remember one time he said that to me before. So listen, let's run with that. And if it's not about the kids, leave me alone. Don't, how you doing this and that. So when he be doing all of that, I don't even respond. Now, if you ask me how the kids doing, I can respond. When you ask me how I'm doing, I don't even, because do you care? When you decided to play yourself and ultimately make me make the decision for me to be a single mom because I'm not putting up with your bullshit, do you really care how I'm doing? So let's keep all that short talk, that small talk, to a minimum. I hate small talk too. Like, cut to the chase, my friend. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. But I just say all of this to say that life has taught me a great deal. Life has changed me a great deal. And I know I'm learning more of myself. excuse me, like I'm learning more of myself. I'm learning what I don't like, who I don't want to be around, what type of company I don't want to keep, where I don't want to go, the atmosphere I don't want to be in, things like that. And so I didn't go to that dinner with my family a few weeks ago, and it was in Brooklyn, so I wanted to go, but my mind and my body and my spirit didn't want me to go, because it was just like, you know what, too many personalities at the table. And my personality, my sign Aquarius, clashes with certain signs, because certain signs have an air about them that they think they are better than people, or certain signs just talk out of their ass. Certain signs are oblivious to the fact that they are disrespectful. Certain signs just rub me the wrong way. So I'm just like, you know what? That's not gonna work for me. Now when I'm fully healed, then I would know how to maneuver and, be around certain companies that I necessarily don't want to keep, but I can keep it cordial and things like that. But as of now, mentally, that would have been overwhelming for me. I had to tell my sister and my mom that, because they were like, why aren't you gonna go? Listen, I have to put me first. I have to know when to say no and stand by it. I have to not be force hand into doing things, because the previous version of me, my mom used to always want me to attend things with her because she was uncomfortable. And I'm the backbone. Like, you're not about to play with my mother. So if she was uncomfortable, I'll go there, have her back. People know not to fuck with her. But it's just like, lady, I don't want to be involved with certain things. Like, any negativity that you have, keep it to you and yourself, and handle your own situation. Rectify that yourself. I don't need to be anybody's bodyguard but my kids. And I teach them how to defend themselves. And it doesn't have to be in a, combative manner. I also taught them how to be tough cookies. But I also taught them, my oldest daughter thanked me. She said, Mom, if it wasn't for you and the type of mom that you are, I don't know where I would be. Like, I don't know if I would still even be here, because you taught me, I'm sorry, guys. You taught me how to live, how to get through things. And, being a single mom and a teen mom with her, it was a lot. And I had to go through things in my life because my mom didn't teach me much of anything. My dad wasn't there in my life. So, I knew of him. But, I saw him a couple of times. You guys know the story. But it's just like the way of life I had to learn to myself. And that's one thing I didn't want my kids to do. As far as the negative side of life, I never wanted them, and I never want them to learn that for themselves. Now, a lot of things that I've been through, my daughter has seen it on both ends, on my side and her dad's side, as far as like being in negative, toxic relationships. So of course, she gravitated towards that, because, when you're a child and you see tumultuous things, I guess embedded in your head, you're like, you know what, maybe this is the thing to do. So I saw my mom in tumultuous relationships. So like my dad used to beat my mom. I never saw that. So I don't get my ass beat by man. I'm not trying to downgrade anybody. Degrade anyone who is in a physical domestic violence relationship. I've been in domestic violence relationships because it was verbally domestic violence. But as far as physical, I don't play that. You're not about to put your hands on me. And I tell dudes from day one, you put your hands on me ever, you're dead. I used to always tell him, like, listen, you put your hands on me, I would take sewing pins, hot sauce, and rubbing alcohol, stick it down your penis hole, and then glue up the hole with crazy glue. He would die. He would die. So that and my mouth and my temper, they knew not to play with me. Because you see, men, they probably grew up and saw their mom being beat. So, of course, they think that that's the way to go. And there are many women who have seen that in their household, that their mom has been beat, and they think that's the way it goes. And so on that aspect, the woman accepts it, and then the man, he dishes it out, because that's all they are conditioned to knowing. But me, the fuck out of here. You're not about to play with me like that. So a lot of tumultuous relationships I've been in, as well as even like friendships with females, and the whole colorism factor, and the mom not loving me properly, and the daddy issues situation, that has all shaped and molded me to who I am today. And, I'm a tough cookie, but I'm also soft and squishy on the inside. Like every woman that gets to know me, before they know me, of course, the whole colorism. I thought you was cute. No, you thought I was cute, because I don't have that air about myself. My mom told me, girl, you're light skinned. Don't act conceited. Don't this and that, because they're already not going to like you. So I always had that mindset. I'm a pretty friendly person, and I'm an Aquarius. We're outgoing, we're loving, we're fun loving. We love to have fun, and, we're people. So I've never had an air about me, and contrary to people's belief, in my community, they think that light-complected people are bitches or more privileged or whatever the situation is. And I'm sorry, I can't change the complexion that I am. But get to know me, I'm not a bitch. I can be. Well, I was. But that's, if I was provoked, I would drag it to the highest of heighticity. I would drag the hell out of a situation. Once you try me, you gonna know next time you try me not to ever think about it again. But I don't want to be that person anymore. Even though my childhood and my upbringing and my atmosphere, me being a child and being in tumultuous relationships and all the shit that I've been through that was negative, has shaped and molded me into the tough person that I am today, it has also, softened me. Because that has drained me for so many years. I'm 41. It has drained me for so many years that for 41 years, it has been nothing but pain, hurt, and toxicity. And I'm tired of it. And I also had an epiphany to where I'm saying to myself, you know what? You are in charge of your life. You are in control of your destiny. You are in control of how it all plays out. You are in control of where your soul goes, because at the end of the day, all of the negative things that people do, it's only, controlled by the devil. And a lot of people will be like, oh no, it's you. You make the choice. But hello, sin is created by the devil, correct? Actually, if you think about it, sin is created by God, because God is the creator of all, and he created the devil, which also baffles me, because I'd be like, how does God say he doesn't like sin and killing and this and that and revenge and all this stuff? But it says God is vengeful. It also says, basically leave revenge and all that stuff up to him. Don't take matters into your own hands. But technically, if he's taking matters into his own hands and taking care of that person by giving them their karma or whatever it is, isn't that revenge? He doesn't like sin and things like that, but he created the devil because the devil was in heaven and he was once the most beautiful angel. And he wouldn't know of sin and all these other things if God didn't give him the knowledge of it, because he's the creator of all. So when people try to, debate the fact that no, God doesn't this and he does, but he also gives us free will. So although the devil, prompts us and he enters us, and I want to say has entered me, because I don't want to say enters in present tense, because I don't want nothing to do with his ass. He is so toxic, I swear. He's so bored. For him to be so busy, he's so bored. He always want to gravitate towards people who are trying to uplift themselves, better themselves, and, have a productive life. And he's just like, oh my gosh, these people are trying to be great citizens. They're trying to be mentally healthy. These people are trying to be wealthy, rich. And I just say wealthy as far as financial, and I say rich as far as overall. That can consist of mentally and physically and financially. So all things that are positive, he just he sucks people dry. I swear he does. And I'm just so tired of it, physically and mentally. I used to be so freaking hot. No flaws, banging body, long, beautiful hair. Y'all, my hair is so short now, it's crazy. My hair don't fell out. Mine used to be down my back, wavy. People used to call me Whitley from a different world. I had that type of hair. I'm that complexion. Not to say that my complexion is making me woo, something special, but I'm saying that complexion because I'm trying to give you a vivid description of me, because a lot of you don't see me, you just hear me. So I am like complected. I have like, about multiracial. So I had the curly long hair, and my shape was on point, and I had no flaws. But stress has taken me out. And the reason why I mentioned my complexion, not as a ooh, she's this and that. No, it was because like I'm fair skinned, so when I get stressed, I get breakouts. And I'm sorry guys, I have a slight cold, I guess. I don't know. It's not COVID, thank God. Why do I sound like Trump with this deep voice, or Shaquille O'Neal? Yuck. I always thought I had a quite manly voice, but anyway, I'm veering left. But the reason why I mentioned my complexion, because like when I get stressed out, I break out and it leaves marks, and I'm fair skinned, and you see it, and it's so gross. But it's all contributed to freaking stress, drama, toxicity, freaking crazy tumultuous relationships. And I'm just I'm tired of it. And even down to the things that has happened to me as a child, trauma and negativity constantly replays in someone's mind. You can't, it's not like a videotape where you could just tape a new show over your previous recording and then start anew. You can't. It's not a video game. You can't reset and get a new character and start all over again. Once life happens, it happens, and you have to learn how to deal with it in a positive or negative manner. And for most of my life thus far, I have dealt with it in a negative manner, and I've got down with the best of them, and I no longer choose to do so. Like, I'm in a state of peace, and like, if I have to confront somebody or have had to confront somebody in the past year or so, it wasn't like in a combative manner. It was in a calm demeanor. And it's just like, listen, I'm like not with the shits anymore. If you're still in that type of time, my friend, take it elsewhere, and I bow out gracefully. Now, I don't come across as a punk, because I still let you know, like, hey, I will approach. I will let you know you're not going to play with me. But it's ways of saying things. It's ways of getting around and getting through things without it being in a negative manner. So my advice to you guys, be level-headed, be cool about things, walk away from things and people that you have the capability of walking away from, and just realize tomorrow is not always promised to everyone, and life can be short for some, and it makes no sense to waste precious time on earth on people who don't value you, people who don't love you, people who don't give a damn about your well-being, people who don't want to prompt change in their lives for the better, people who are just negative-minded, wicked individuals, just straight up and down wicked, miserable motherfuckers. Stay away from those people. It will benefit your mental and your physical, and it will also keep your ass out of jail. Okay? So make that money, honey. Work on your mental health. Always. I think that's a priority. It should be prioritized as a daily task. Never stop working on you physically and mentally. Get that money, like I said. Build an empire like I'm trying to do and will do, because I claim it. Claim all things that are positive too. Any and everything that you want, claim it. And it also says in the Bible, I'm not sure if it's word for word, but if 2 or more people gather in his name and ask for it, it shall be given. So anything that you want, like a lot of the things that I have been given in a physical form, as well as, internal, that I have prayed on it with 2 or more people. Like any apartment or house that I wanted, I was in the company of more than one person. I spoke on how I wanted it. Any job, any financial situation, just anything, any things pertaining to my well-being and my children, just whatever it was. I always get what I want. My mom always asks me, how do you always get what you want? I was like, because I pray and I have faith. That's the number one thing to do. Pray and have faith. I pray to be slow to anger, and I am slow to anger. God answers all prayers, even when you feel like he's not. He is. But just realize, perhaps when you pray for the thing, it's not given to you at that moment because he's not ready for you to have it. Because either you are not ready to receive it and you won't do right by it when you do get that blessing, or he just has something better in store for you. So just realize, be patient. Be slow to anger. Take care of yourself physically and mentally. And remove yourself from all things and people that are hindrances to your life. So I thank you for listening. I love you, my newbies. Please come back and subscribe. And, refer me to people. Word of mouth is everything. And I'm a paid podcaster now. So every episode that I do, honey, I get paid for it. And I thank you because it's all because of you. So I thank you for past, present, and future listens. And have a great, blissful day. And for my oldies, please come back. And I thank you for being loyal. I love you for listening. Be safe, babies. Make it great. Bye.